Hello, everyone. I want to do a Star Wars Acolyte video today, okay? And the main point of this video, okay, is to point out that Star Wars fans are being played by Disney, okay? Disney is doing everything under the sun to irritate them, okay? They're throwing in everything that they think will get under their skin. They're doing things that like normally they wouldn't do. Like they'll have like the main uh, actors in this series, and I don't know what their names are, but like publicly like say things against the Star Wars fans to irritate them even more. Okay, um, and it's like, why would Disney be doing this? I mean, they know what the reaction is gonna be, right? They're doing it for a reason. Okay, they're doing it because it's got everybody talking about this series. Okay, and I've come across a couple of like I guess TV or show reviews where everybody's just like so pissed off, like absolutely railing against this series Acolyte, and how Disney has destroyed the Star Wars franchise, and they're just going on and on and on and on. But I don't think that anybody's realizing that the reason why Disney's doing the things that they're doing is because they want that kind of reaction. Okay, they're supposedly the ratings are like really low, horrible, etc. Um, well, what does it matter if the ratings are bad if everybody is like watching the show just because they're like so everybody's I think watching the show, or the Star Wars fans are watching the shows so that they can talk about how terrible Disney is and how they have screwed up the franchise. So it's for a reason, okay? Now the the way I know, like for sure, this is what Disney's doing. Okay, that this is their game plan, is because like some of the main character, or at least one of the main characters, and I don't know what the character, I don't know what the actor's name is. It's a woman, but this woman, from what I hear, is like publicly saying things against the Star Wars fans. Okay, so there's no way there's no way that they would do that unless it's for a reason. Okay, so I think people need to just understand that Disney's doing this for a reason. They're trying to get underneath the skin of the Star Wars fans on purpose. Why are they doing it? The only reason why they would be doing it is because they think that either now or later, or it's going to it's going to make the franchise more popular, or bring more people into it. Um, Now I was, and his thing, I like Star Wars, but I'm not what you would call a fan, right, or fanatic, right? I mean, I like it, but I'm not a fanatic. Like I can't even remember off the top of my head the name of these characters in this Acolyte series. So I can't remember the names. So obviously it's not very high on my priority list. Um, but now the thing that's like I think the reasons why I'm hearing that people hate this series, people talking about the story, the script, their Disney's pushing that woke agenda. Um, Now I watched it. I mean, yes, there's definitely some wokish stuff that they've snuck in there, but it doesn't seem like it's like right at the top. Like you got to be looking for it. If you're looking for it, you'll find it. Yeah, it's definitely there. In fact, anything that comes out of Hollywood has woke stuff in it. Okay, everything out of Hollywood is pushing that ultra liberal leftist agenda. Okay, so it's there. I mean, you'll see it, but it's not like I don't think it's like completely in your face. Like for example, part of the reason why I'm watching this Acolyte series is because it's one of the things I do with my kids. I got small kids, 5-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old. They do like watching Star Wars. They do like watching Star Trek. It's something that we do together. Okay, but you know, one of the things I'm doing is I'm actually like kind of pre-screening it because Star Trek Discovery, that is absolutely something I will never watch with my kids. Okay, because that just went overboard. I'm not going to bother going into the why it went overboard. Okay, but it just went completely overboard. It's not something I would feel comfortable watching with my kids. It's not something I would feel comfortable watching with my parents. Okay, even though I'm 52 years old, I mean, it's just not something that I mean, I watched it by myself. I'm like, okay, I'll fast forward to this part. Don't need to see this, but yeah, definitely. And it's not like it's exactly what I said. It's just I don't feel comfortable watching it with my kids, but it's not just because they're kids. I wouldn't feel comfortable watching it with anybody else either, for that matter. So that's why I kind of pre-screen a lot of anything coming out of Hollywood to kind of determine if it's something I want to watch with my kids. Okay, so far I have not seen anything that is like completely in your face, wokish leftist agenda. So here's the thing. Like, for example, one of the things that people are railing about is like they've got this witches cult, right? That they're like, if you read between the lines, it appears that it's like because it's full of women, and it implies that two of the women are a couple. Okay, that's what the implication is, and supposedly they have these two children together. Okay, so it's definitely there. It's reading between the lines, but here's the thing. Like, if I was looking at this thing like 15 years ago, the thing that would have come to my mind, right, as somebody from a Greek background, is that, oh, there's a bunch of Amazons, right? Because in the ancient world, right, there was the Amazons, which was a warrior-like, I guess, race of women, a warrior-like culture of women, okay, that didn't have any men in their society. I don't remember all the details, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, watching this, I thought about the Amazons from classical literature. Okay, so 15 years ago, that's like my thought would have stopped there. Now, given the political culture that exists today, yeah, I can say, there's probably a little bit more going on there. They're probably trying to push their agenda, but I did not think it was like completely overboard. You kind of had to have knowledge of what's like. In other words, like small kids hearing this like completely over their head. Okay, so that's fine, which is very different from what Star Trek Discovery was pushing, because that was like, right in your face, two guys kissing kind of stuff. Okay, so that was like, okay, fast forward, I don't need to see this. So yeah, that's not something I want to watch with my kids. Okay, I mean, I don't care what other people are doing out there, not my business, but not something I would want to watch with not just my kids, but with any family member. Okay, so that's the kind of stuff that I'm kind of screening for. Like, I just don't want to watch that stuff with my kids. Okay. So anyway, but the main point of this video is that the Star Wars fans are like completely having their strings pulled by Disney. They're doing this for a reason. Okay, they're doing this to get the reaction that they're doing, because they're doing it and they're continuing to do it, and they're like doing more of it. All right, so Star Wars fans, they need to realize that they are completely being played. Okay, I mean, that's just the best phrase that I can think of. It's not something I use in my everyday language, but that is the best phrase that I think applies to. So they're being fooled. I guess that's a more normal way of putting it. They are completely being fooled. They're being manipulated. And they're continuing to do it. They're doing it for a reason, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I mean, as far as the series itself, right, this Acolyte series, I mean, I do find it somewhat enjoyable, okay? I mean, I think the other one I saw with that guy, I forgot that one was called Android. Oh, no, not Android. Andor. I thought that one was a better one. But this one it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's interesting. It actually takes place 100 years prior to the Death Star blowing up, right? So this goes back 100 years. So it's interesting. And I'm hoping at some point they kind of bring in Yoda, 100 years younger. That would be interesting to see what they do with it. But yeah, there's a lot of people talking online about this series. And I think that's just like bait, not bait from the channels that are talking about it, but they're being baited by Disney to talk about it, okay, to almost hate on them because for whatever reason, Disney has calculated that people hating them is better for them. I don't know. I don't know, but that has to be the calculation that they have made. So let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you all soon.